with a hamstring injury that he suffered in practice last week prior to the game. And everyone thought that, okay, he might be a game time decision and he was going to give it a go last week. And when it was announced prior to the game that George Pickens was not going to play, the news reports made it seem like this was a precaution, just a small precaution, because Mike Tomlin didn't want to push it and they didn't want Pickens to re-aggravate the hamstring and injure himself further, because they know how important Pickens is and they had a nice lead in the division. Well, they win that game last week and everyone, I guess, early in the week assumed that George Pickens would be back, but they rule him out once again, and reports came out this week that perhaps the injury is a little bit more serious than initially thought. So no George Pickens for the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Philadelphia Eagles in the Pennsylvania State Championship game. Right now, the Eagles, 5.5-point favorites. There's been no movement off that 5.5. So the George Pickens, we knew that already. No movement on that line. This game is fascinating to me. I have a few bets in this game, and then we'll get to them throughout the program. I'll give you my best bets. And yes, it's on a side, a total, player props. We got a lot going on in this game. And the Eagles have a lot going on in this football game. For those of you who aren't aware, the Philadelphia Eagles are dealing with a little bit of drama inside and outside of their locker room. It started when questions arose about what's been going wrong for the Philadelphia Eagles offense, as they're not scoring like they should be scoring or that people are accustomed to seeing them score, certainly with the talent that they have on this team. Now, they are a run-first team. That is for sure. They're the only team in the NFL that runs more than they pass. Over 50% of the snaps are running plays. And when you have Saquon Barkley, who's going to be the Offensive Player of the Year, who's in the running for the MVP, who's going to break the single-season rushing record, you're going to rely on that guy. But A.J. Brown is clearly frustrated with the lack of plays that are going his way. And he was asked what is wrong with the Eagles' offense right now. Why is Philadelphia struggling to score? And he said it was the passing game. Naturally, everyone felt that this was an indictment on the quarterback, Jalen Hurts. I can make the argument that it's about their offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, but let's focus on Jalen Hurts. Here's where things get really spicy. Brandon Graham, Eagles defensive end, and some would say one of the leaders on this team, was asked on a radio show about the relationship between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. And here's what Brandon Graham had to say.
The person that's complaining need to be accountable. And I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he noticed, I don't know the whole story, but I know that one is trying. And I mean, 11 could be a little better with how he responds to things. And they was friends before this. It's like, man, but things have changed. And I understand that because life happens. But it's the business side that we have to make sure that we don't let the personal get in the way of the business. And that's where we got to do better as right now, because we know it's an issue.
Brandon Graham on Sports Radio WIP earlier this week. Now, Brandon Graham has walked back his comments since. A.J. Brown has walked back his comments since. And everybody says that things are all good in the city of brotherly love between the quarterback and the star wide receiver. But facts are facts. And when you look at this Eagles offense, yeah, they are having problems, specifically early in games. They're 2-11 against the spread in the first quarter of games this season. That's the worst mark in the NFL. They are punting on their first drives at one of the highest rates in the NFL. And their scoring in the first quarter is significantly down. And a lot of that, in my opinion, has to do with the offensive coordinator, because usually they say the first 10 to 15 plays of a game are the scripted plays. That's the game plan stuff that your OC implements. Well, that's not working for the Philadelphia Eagles. So something has to change. There's a saying that we've said on this program, and other people have said it on a variety of programs: the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And this is a bet that we've been on previously on this program. Remember when Giants wide receiver Malik Neighbors was not happy with his role in the offense, and we looked to attack Malik Neighbors' props, and well, Second play of the game, the Giants threw a pass to Malik Neighbors. Deebo Samuel complained about his role in the 49ers offense. On their first drive, Brock Purdy threw a pass to Deebo Samuel. Naturally, Deebo dropped it, but that's a story for another day. We can look at A.J. Brown's receiving yardage prop in this game. It's high at 81.5. We could look at his reception prop at 5.5. But what I want to do is I want to bet A.J. Brown to have a catch on the Eagles' first offensive possession. On DraftKings right now, it is minus 110 because I think they're going to want to shut down these rumors and make this story go away as fast as possible. And what better way than to get A.J. Brown involved within your first few offensive plays? We'll talk more about this game, more on the Philadelphia Eagles. Ed Kratz from SI.com covering the Eagles will join us next. I'm Scott Seidenberg. It's Cashing Out right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Are you the kind of player that likes to get down $10,000 or more on an NFL line at the best price of the market? Or perhaps you're looking to get your in-play instantly accepted? Introducing Sport Trade, the app that's changing sports betting. Minus 106 lines, instant in-play betting, and concierge players service. Download Sport Trade and use the promo code VSIN to earn 10% cash back on each wager in your first week. Terms apply. Must be 21. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Please stand by for a special presentation of Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
welcome you back to the Tim Hortons Iceplex here in Rochester, New York, as Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network, continues its coverage of Canton-Akron Jets hockey. The Jets participating in the Rochester Winter Classic this weekend. They wait for their fourth game to start this evening. It's supposed to start at 9:50. However, previous games in the tournament carried over, so we are getting a late start here. About 10:17 now, and we should be dropping the puck here in about the next minute. However, the Canton-Akron Jets, they come off of a 9-0 win over the Mid-State Mustangs earlier. They are 1-1 on the weekend. And tonight, they take on the Central Florida Bears. The Bears participating in their third game as they got an 8-1 win over the Mid-State Mustangs yesterday. And today, they get the 5-2 win over the North Pitt Wildcats. Game 2 for the Canton-Akron Jets was against those North Pitt Wildcats, and they had a 2-0 lead going into the third period. However, North Pitt would cut the lead to 2-1, and with just 0.6 of a second left, would find the back of the net, and that would tie it up at 2-2. No overtime rules here in this tournament. So that gives us the 1-1 record on the weekend, and an important game for Canton-Akron if they want to play on Sunday as well. And as it was brought to my attention, it is late, so thank you for those joining in here. If is there a certain somebody in Youngstown listening?
Maybe Justine.
All right, so Justine Carney, maybe Barb Carney. She is on the mend right now. We certainly wish her the best. Got to see her on Friday. As she had a little bit of surgery, had a little bit more today. And she'll have one more coming up here, but she is one of the biggest Canton-Akron Jets fans, especially a fan of number 57 in the net, Connor Mold, as he has had quite the weekend, averaging less than 1 goal per game. The Jets now 23-7-1 on the season, and their only tie again last night to the North Pitt Wildcats. So after a delay here, both teams making their way to the ice. And for Canton-Akron, it'll be Tyler Benson, Owen Everhart, Lucas Black. As the forwards, it'll be the captain, Angel Nikolov, and Brendan Hostler defensively. And we are underway here as Santiago will take the face-off against Everhart. Central Florida going to win this one. Take it into the zone. From the slot, trying to find an option. Nobody there. As Santiago now going to chip this one behind the net of Connor Mold. Nikolov trying to work past the Bears defense. And back in the neutral zone, it'll be Benson who will lose the puck. That'll be Josh Rosenthal. It will take it back for the Bears. Hostler chipping it back forward. We'll send it to Benson. Benson up the boards to Everhart. Everhart going to tie Rosenthal on the boards, and then the puck will slip out to Hostler. Brendan Hostler sending this one over to Tyler Benson, and we will get a whistle. Offside coming up against Canton-Akron. Second line now with Craven, Rossi Nicely, and Gage Weaver. Defensively, it'll be Jack Barbieri. And Robert Hanneberg from center ice. Bears will win this one. Central Florida undefeated so far this weekend. They'll battle this one in the corner down to our lower left. Craven now sending it around the kick plate, trying to get it around to Weaver. But it'll be picked up by Edmini. Puck against the near board now. Rossi Nicely going to chip this one down into the zone. And down in the corner, Nicely trying to find an option here. Gage Weaver going to step in, puck loose, and it's going to sail out to the neutral zone, picked up by Central Florida. And we'll bring it down to far board. Hanneberg in the way, tries to take away the path. Barbieri on defense as well. From her top of the circle, into the slot, the pass, shot, pad save by Connor Mold, picked up by Rossi Nicely now, and return up the boards. And it'll be icing coming up against Canton-Akron. They'll bring this one back. 12:21 left here in the first period. No score. And a vital game for Canton-Akron to move on in this tournament. They had 2 games on Friday. I think they're the only team to play 2 games on Friday. This will be their second one today. So 4 games in 2 days. A lot of mileage on the Canton-Akron Jets here this weekend and could be scheduled for a game tomorrow as Rosenthal from the point. Tried to take a shot, fanned on it. It's going to be loose and set up to Tyson Hunka. Hunka through the neutral zone. Into the corner. He'll take a shot from the back. Puck will come loose. Central Florida will pick it up. And it'll be Mang trying to get it past Seepy. And it'll be Gillen now with the puck. He'll lose it, but he'll get backed up by Hansen. And we'll get a whistle. Connor Mold going to lock this one down. We'll drop it to the right of the Jets netminder. .53 left here, first period, no score. In what is now a very quiet building here late at night. Brendan Hostler now will send this one around the kick plate. Puck now at the board, trying to send it to a Jets player forward. And Deacon Johnson going to take a shot, going to go wide left of the cage. Ben Sanders keeping it into the zone. Puck floating over, almost went into the net. That'll be Dakota Serafoka in the net for the Central Florida Bears. Nikolov from the point, going to take a shot. Another shot going off of the Bears netminder. And they'll send this puck all the way down. And we'll see if it reaches it for icing. No icing as team captain Angel Nikolov will send this one, try to get it over to Hostler. Hostler couldn't handle it, but Stashowski backed him up, and then Bennett will take it away. Bennett trying to work down the boards, but Owen Everhart going to step in or take the path from him. And Hostler now causing chaos as well. Black with the backward pass to Nikolov. Nikolov in the Jets defensive zone, sending it through the neutral zone, and this is going to be icing coming up against Canton-Akron. 10:46 left here, first period. We are scoreless. Try to get you a score out from Wisconsin way for those who keep track of the Youngstown Phantoms. Of course, we are the home of the Youngstown Phantoms here on Western Reserve Radio, along with the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack, who incidentally, it is his birthday today. As Central Florida now trying to get this out of the Jets offensive zone. Everhart working from right to left. He'll drop this one to Black. Black going to backhand this down into the corner. Tyler Benson down there waiting for it. And he'll send all the way around to Barbieri. Barbieri going to take the shot. And it's going to be a glove save by Serafoka. Dakota Serafoka with the nice grab. 10:17 left. Now in the first period. Phantoms out in Green Bay, Wisconsin, taking on the Gamblers. Game 2 of a 3-game series. We'll get you that final score here in a moment. Hanneberg from behind the net of Mold. Off the boards, getting it to Benson. Benson chipping it up there, trying to set up for Everhart. Everhart down the boards. He's got Black to his left. Tries to take a shot. But it's going to go off the stick of Barlow and then up into the netting. And we'll drop this one to the left of Serafoka. The Central Florida Bears netminder. Craven and Barlow for the draw. Craven going to send this into the corner. Rosenthal sending it around the boards. Central Florida now trying to push it forward. But Gage Weaver going to knock him off the puck. It'll head all the way back. And do we have a penalty? Had a stoppage here as the official. We'll go over and talk to head coach Sean Houston on the Jets bench. All right, so we were short a puck here. Okay. All right, so we'll draw this one right outside the Jets offensive zone. Sell back onto the stick of South Florida. It'll be Weaver stepping in, though, sending it into the air as the Bears will have to pick it up. Rosenthal trying to move it forward. It'll go off the back of one of his own players, Rossi Nicely, and they're causing chaos. And the puck now sails through the neutral zone and back to Barbieri, who will set it up off the boards. Try to feed it out to Weaver, but Rosenthal will send it right back and head down towards Connor Mold. Mold will lock this one down. We'll drop it to the left of the Jets netminder. So it'll be Hunka for the draw for the Canton-Akron Jets. Hunka from around the net. He'll get it out to CP. CP tried to quick pass it, but he got tied up in traffic. Gillen now going to send his one back down into the corner, and it'll be Hansen. They will try to battle Emmerling for it, and this will be a puck out of play. 8:52 left in this first frame. There is no score. Shots on goal officially, 3 apiece. As Hunka will have the draw to the left against Gillen. Still back into the neutral zone, puck loose. And it'll be Hansen. He'll send it down into the corner, chased down by Emmerling. Emmerling with the backward pass, but it'll be picked off by Mang. Mang trying to send it into the slot. And Max Campbell from on his knees provides some defense. CP up the boards now trying to grab hold of the puck. He'll be battle Gillen for it, and Gillen will get the best of it and send it towards Mold. Hunka trying to catch the pass from Mold at the red line, but won't get it. It'll head behind, and Max Campbell will send it forward all the way down. Rosenthal will set up the offense for Central Florida. Rosenthal from the near side. Getting some resistance from CP. Hunka stepping in as well. Mang had to send a puck back to Heller. And Emmerling up the boards, going to get past the stick of Ethan Bell. Rosenthal now trying to feed it into the middle. It'll be Santiago from the right of Mold into the circle. But he'll have to send it around the kick plate, and it'll be now Heller with the puck. Bennett in the corner battling Max Campbell. And we'll send it around to the kick plate again. Game being played on the perimeter. As the puck now loose going forward. Deacon Johnson in the slot, waiting for Emmerling. See if he can get the feed, but Stashowski now going to have to come in and help Deacon Johnson down from the corner. Johnson tried to feed Stashowski in the slot. Couldn't get it there. Rosenthal down the near board now. And the puck will be knocked away by Hostler. Shot on goal by Rosenthal. Blocker saved by Mold. 6:58 left here, first period, as Stashowski is going to chase this puck down behind the net of Sarafoka. Damian now with the pass forward. Central Florida bringing it into the zone. Nikolov all over him. It'll be Hudson with the puck. And the puck will head right past to our left side, around us, and down to the hallway. No netting in front of us here, so 6:34 left in the first period. Jets will go for a line change. We'll drop this to the right of Connor Mold. Antelak taking the shot from the point. He'll get it past Benson. Go wide of the cage. Barlow now down in the corner. He'll be harassed by Eberhardt and Hannenberg. Fed out to Tyler Benson. Benson from the top of the circle, slow it down. Try to throw it across ice. No icing coming up as it'll head behind the goal line. Black bumping into Antelak. And Black will go down for a moment. Excuse me, that was going to be Benson that went down. Another shot. Half-hearted looping shot. Stopped by Connor Mold with 5:52 left. Over in the United States Hockey League, it would be the Youngstown Phantoms getting the 5-2 win as they round out their 3-game series this month with the Green Bay Gamblers. Youngstown now 16-10. Gamblers fall to 12-13-1. The Gamblers will be back in February in Youngstown for a 3-game series Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Rosenthal now trying to feed this down. It'll head right in front of Mold. Mold's going to lock it down. Nowhere to go there. Max Campbell making sure there's no chicanery. 5:40 left here, first period. As we got a late start tonight a rather spirited Pee Wee game between the Pittsburgh Renegades and the Rochester Americans earlier. Entertaining as Craven now will try to move this up the wall. He'll feed it out to Nicely. Nicely out to Weaver. Weaver through the neutral zone. Going to work around a couple of purple jerseys. Craven now on the outside of the circle. We'll chip it down there. Be content to let Rossi Nicely battle for it. It'll be loose out at the boards. Mang with the puck will send it around, and he'll kick it right back around to Edminian. Puck locked up against the boards now. And Campbell tried to keep it in as it slid out past the blue line, and Mold now will set this up for Max Campbell, who'll come around the net on the near wall and send it forward to Weaver. Weaver with Rossi to his left, Craven to the far side. He'll drop it into the corner, and Weaver will work past Gillen. As Craven tries to keep it in, it'll work past him. Emmerling will keep it in just for the moment, and Central Florida will pick this one up through the neutral zone. But Emmerling with a nice back check will poke it off the stick of Edminian. It'll hit right back down the other end of the ice, picked up by Antelek. Edminian now through the neutral zone. Bennett will chip it down behind the net. Thought Central Florida was going to go for a change, but they'll keep this line on. Edminian the shot knocked away. And we're going to have an interference call coming up. And it's going to be Max Campbell headed to the box as the Central Florida Bears will head to the power play for the first time tonight. 4:13 left in the first period. The Bears will have a man advantage. Shots on goal so far. Central Florida 6, Canton-Akron 4.
Is that what you said, interference?
Or we'll go with the official ones, maybe with my crack team here. 6 for Central Florida, 3 for the Jets. It's all opinion. Icing coming up against Canton-Akron. They'll bring this one back. And our opinion's the only one that matters. They'll drop this one to the left of Connor Mold. Black, Hanneberg, Hunka, and Jack Barbieri out for the penalty kill. Barbieri now at the top of the circle, poking us in the neutral zone. Hunka moving it forward, looking for the shorthanded goal. He's going to go up and over. Puck will come loose. And now Central Florida working from the top of the circle to the right of Mold. Hanneberg trying to reach in to poke it away. Central Florida will maintain possession. We'll drop it back down into the circle to the left of the netminder. From the top of the circle, moving into the slot. Back down into the circle. Shot swallowed up by Connor. Mold with the stop. 3:22 of the first period. 1:09 left on the penalty to Max Campbell. Hunka to take the face off against Barlow. Out to the point. Shot. And it's going to go off the stick of Tyson Hunka. Hunka causing chaos, making the puck come loose as Black will bring it up the near wall. Trying to get past Rosenthal. And eventually it will be sent all the way down as Hudson will pick it up down he'll bring it down the far wall and around the net of Connor Mold. Puck loosened against near the wall. Black trying to sweep in to take it away, but Hudson will maintain possession. Gets a short shot, and it's going to go in, working across the crease. Derek Hudson gets his second goal of the tournament. And Central Florida takes a 1-0 lead with 2:43 left here in the first period. Central Florida converting on the power play. They are 1 for 1 so far. Ben Sanders take the face off against Liam Gillen. Deacon Johnson down the far wall. He'll sneak this one past Edminian. Antelek now with the puck from around the boards. Try to send it out and clear it from the zone, but it picked up by Stashowski. Couldn't keep it in the zone. Jets will have to vacate. Sanders now making his way back in. Antelek down in the corner. Try to work it past Deacon Johnson. Johnson, again, one-on-one with Maddox Heller. Shot by Stashowski, and he couldn't find that sliver just to the right of the Bears netminder. Great opportunity, great look for Mario Stashowski. Could not bury it with 2:16 left in the first period. See the body language knowing it doesn't get much of a better look than that, but a great stop by Sarafoka. Stashowski going to step in on the face-off, and Hostler now sending it right back to the neutral zone. Stashowski going to chip it down into the Jet zone. It'll be chased down by Santiago. Santiago in the corner, trying to find some help. And the Bears bringing up the near boards. Some contact as Deacon Johnson will knock Santiago off the puck, but Ben Sanders all alone down in the offensive zone as the Jets go for a change. Brennan Hostler and Angel Nikolov out defensively for the Jets. Nikolov going to poke the puck away. Ben Sanders had it for a moment. Nikolov going to back him up. He's going to have Benson to his right. Takes the shot, and it's going to go wide right of the cage. Had Tyler Benson with him as an option, but couldn't bury it, as Black now will pick it up through the neutral zone, send it back to Hostler, and Brendan Hostler will work it over to Owen Everhart. Everhart through 3 purple jerseys takes the shot. Central Florida Bears in purple uniforms with the white numbers and the orange outline, almost reminiscent of our very own Youngstown Phantoms. Maybe some of the older type colors as this puck will sail free out into the neutral zone and chipped all the way down the ice by Rappaport. Hostler taking a shot, a late shot from Rappaport. No call on the play. It'll be Heller with the puck down in the corner. That'll be Rosenthal. He'll feed that to Heller. And from center ice, it'll be Barlow. Barlow with some speed takes a shot, but it's going to go off the boot of Emmerling. Rappaport trying to send around the boards. Max Campbell back on the ice is Everhart and Benson try to get into the Jets zone. Everhart took a little bit of a shot, redirected his path, and lost the puck. Rosenthal from in the defensive zone tries to send it out. Craven will pressure him, make him get rid of it. And it'll be picked up by Emmerling. Emmerling working to the inside, takes a shot as we wind down the first period here at the Tim Horton Iceplex in Rochester, New York. We head to the second period in Central Florida with a 1-0 lead over Canton-Akron. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to the Canton-Akron Jets hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on the iMedia One network. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region and beyond in pursuit of a premier amateur football league championship. And if you're looking to continue your playing or coaching career after high school, college, or even the pros, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football or call owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Second period action coming up here at the Tim Horton Iceplex in Rochester, New York. Jets trail by a score of 1-0. Central Florida finding the back of the net in the first period. It'd be Hudson at 2:43 left. He'll give the Bears a 1-0 lead. Craven now on the faceoff will send this all the way down the end of the ice. Weaver will get down there and try to pick it back up. Anilek now will get in his way. Craven trying to back pass it again to Nicely. Puck from the far wall. Given to Anilek. Anilek will send it all the way down past the goal line. No icing coming up here as Jets will chip this one out to Rossi Nicely. Couldn't get it all the way out as Hudson will send it back down the boards. Hudson with the goal earlier, his second goal of the weekend. Shot on goal, and Connor Mold swallows this one up again. Mold allowing less than 1 goal per game here in the tournament, and just over 1 goal per game for the entire season. So we'll drop this one to the left of the Jets netminder. 13-18 left here, second period. Bears with a 1-0 lead over CAK. Puck loose down into the corner as Ethan Bell now will send it over to Hunka. Hunka tried to feed it to Connor Seepy. Seepy along the walls, couldn't handle it. Too many purple jerseys there. As Max Campbell now will race down the boards to take a path away from a shot. Rosenthal with the puck trying to work it out. He'll send it out to Santiago. Santiago from the top of the circle takes a shot wide of the cage. Hunka and Rosenthal racing for the puck. It'll actually be Emmerling that will get it and send it around the boards. This puck will head all the way down to the other end. Icing coming up against Canton-Akron. 12:37 left here. Second period. Canton-Akron trailing by a score of 1-0. Puck around the board will get out to Ethan Bell. Excuse me. That'll be Ethan Bell. Got the 1-7-2-7 confused. The CP now. We'll send it out in the corner. Ethan Bell again trying to get it out of the zone, but it'll be knocked back beyond the goal line by William Hansen. They're working around the boards this time, and it'll get all the way past Hudson. No icing coming up as Rosenthal will pick it up behind the goal line and send it out to Mang. Mang. One cross ice, and they'll send it all the way up there. Adminian now will send it down, and it will be Nikolov. He will set it up for the Jets. He'll try to get out to Ethan Bell. Bell tried to sneak it past Anselek, and he'll be successful for the moment. But with a back check from Gillen, he'll lose the puck. But Nikolov, not to give up on that, will bring it all the way back down into the Jets' offensive zone. Nikolov circling the perimeter. And he'll get to Deacon Johnson. Johnson tried to get it back to Nikolov, but ran into some traffic. And he'll sail back out to the neutral zone. Connor Seepy will set this up again for the Jets. He'll send it down into the corner. Won't make it all the way, so no icing coming up. Puck now on the other end in the Jets' defensive zone. Mang with the puck, trying to work to the inside. He'll have the puck taken away. Farlow now peeled it off of a Jet stick. And Stashowski tried to set up, and we'll get a whistle. And both teams will go for a line change. Not sure what the whistle was about. I'm just saying offside. So 10:58 left here, second period. Central Florida with a 1-0 lead. Puck at center ice now is Everhart. We'll shake this one loose. Black now to the right. Sends it into the slot, looking for Everhart. Couldn't connect on the feet. A shot from the point. And another stop by Serafoka. Hudson sending it D to D. And it'll go off Owen Everhart. And right back to Rosenthal. Rappaport now trying to find somebody in the slot. Nobody there. Knocked away by a Jet defender. Tyler Benson with the shot. And it's going to go off of Heller. Heller providing a barrier between the Bears netminder and the goal. 10:08 left here, second period. Bears with a 1-0 lead. Full line changes for both teams. As Craven will take the face off. Heat nicely, and Weaver back out on the ice, as well as Emmerling and Camel. Campbell from the blue line will chip this one back into the Jets offensive zone. Hudson tried to feed it forward, but ran into nicely in Craven. Adminian now with the puck, trying to send it out to the point. He'll get it out to Santiago. Santiago with one defender in front of him. Pad save by Connor Mold. Second shot. Third shot. Puck still loose. And knocked away by Mold again. A kick save by the junior out of Poland Seminary High School. Antelek now will have to reset the Bears offense from his own defensive zone. He tried to pass it forward, but it'll be picked off by Hunka coming off the bench. Hunka going to take the shot. Couldn't get it all the way off. And it'll go wide right of the cage. Antelek up the boards. Out to Campbell. Campbell couldn't gather it up, but Emmerling will back him up. And the Jets will reset their offense. As we have a penalty coming up against the Bears. Mold headed for the bench, but he won't make it in time. Puck will sail into the stands. And for the first time tonight, Canton-Akron Jets will go to the power play. 8:56 left here, second period. Jets trailing by a score of 1-0. Benjamin Antelek will head to the box for 2 minutes. So we'll see if we can get the official call here. It was on the backside of the play. Okay, so Nikolov, Black, Sanders, Craven, and Tyson Hunka out for the power play for the Canton-Akron Jets. Dropped this one to the left of the Bears netminder, out to the point. Black back down the wall, tried to get it to Hunka. Hunka couldn't handle it. Sanders now from behind the net, right back to Hunka. Looking for Craven in the slot. That window closed quickly. Hunka from the circle, back out to Nikolov. Nikolov from the blue line, takes a shot, won't get a second one. And the Black will stop it in the neutral zone after it was swept out of the zone by Heller. Puck loose now down as he'll head down to Mold, and he'll just chip it out to Black. Lucas Black bringing around the corner, the junior out of West Branch High School. Also the starting safety for the West Branch Warrior football team. Tyson Hunka with some speed, going through the zone. He'll feed it to Ben Sanders. Sanders going to be knocked off the puck by Gillen. That'll be Rosenthal with the puck now. He sent it to Santiago. Santiago tried to send it forward, but it'll go off Lucas Black. And Nikolov trying to send it down. He'll get it to Craven. Craven with the opportunity to take a shot. He'll feed it, though, and it'll be over to Sanders. And Sanders will get robbed. Sarafoka with the great save. Craven to Ben Sanders on the feed. Beautifully played by the Bears netminder. Puck now being dropped to the left of Dakota Sarafoka. Hunka taking the draw, as well as Drayden Barlow from the point. It'll be Everhart sending it down, but picked up by Hudson. Hudson going to take a shot, swallowed up by Connor Mold. He'll lock it down. We'll drop it to the left of Mold. Connor Mold in the net to our right. And Dakota Sarafoka in the net to our left. 7:36 left here, second period. Jets trail by a score of 1-0. Hannenberg with the puck off the draw. Trying to bring it down with some speed through the neutral zone. He'll move past Barbieri. Black now as well in the circle to the right. And he'll get tripped up. Puck will come loose. Hunka going to keep it in the zone. Try to feed it down to Hannenberg. Hannenberg. As we get a whistle here from down in the corner. I didn't see anything that I thought was interesting. But we have a roughing call coming up against Adam Adminian. Adam with 2 assists this weekend. And Canton-Akron Jets will have a 5-on-3 for 19 seconds. And they'll go to a 5-on-4 for another minute 49. 7:14 left here in the second period. Gage Weaver to take the face-off. Hannenberg now going D to D, sends it to Owen Everhart. Everhart takes a shot, going to go off of somebody's stick and up into the netting, and we'll do it again. 10 seconds left on the initial penalty. And I believe they're going to give him a 2 and 10 on this one. 3 players in there. We just saw somebody just recognize that. Nonetheless, 4 seconds left on the initial penalty. And now it'll be 1:42 left on the 5-on-4 as the puck's loose down in the corner. Bennett making his way out of the box. They'll send it to, Everhart from the circle will take the shot. And Central Florida will clear it all the way down to the other end. Hannenberg will reset it for the Canton-Akron Jets. 6:36 left here, second period. Contact up against the wall. Heller taking a shot at Black. No call on the play. And we have a whistle, and we are going to have a call on that. Actually, they're going to call Jack Barbieri. Barbieri headed to the box as well. So we'll be 4-on-4 for 1:12. And then it'll be 48 seconds of a power play for Central Florida. 6:25 left here, second period. Antelek and Edvinian in the box for Central Florida. Puck will sail down. Be returned right behind the net of Connor Mold. Hannenberg will feed it to the far side to Gage Weaver. Weaver to Owen Everhart. Everhart trying to work through the neutral zone. Being harassed, though, by Liam Gillen. Hudson trying to take the puck away as well. Loose against the board. Gillen going to knock Hannenberg off it, but he'll be able to get it over to Gage Weaver. Weaver sending it down to Hunka. And we'll have an icing call. Coming up, it'll go back to the other side here. Icing coming up against Canton-Akron. 5:55 left here, second period. 42 seconds left on the penalty. To Central Florida, 1:31 left. To the penalty, Jack Barbieri for CAK. Hudson sending it back to the corner. Puck loose now, Hunka stepping and got it loose. And Owen Everhart working underneath Rosenthal, literally. Work through the circle now to be Santiago from the blue line. He'll back pass it, but he'll have there is Angel Nikolov. Nikolov to Hannenberg. Hannenberg from the corner. He'll be to our right on the near boards. Coming down with some speed. Chased by Gillen. Works to the legs of Hudson. Couldn't hold on to it, and he'll have his stick knocked away. Santiago now through the neutral zone, working past Hunka. 3 blue jerseys and white jerseys in front of him. Shot by Edminian, who's going to make his way out of the box. And Central Florida on the power play for the next 37 seconds. From the corner into the slot. Hunka going to take the path away, and it'll head right back down to the corner. Angel Nikolov trying to gather it up. Caleb Mang now back and forth in the corner, trying to find somebody. Santiago tried to pick it up, but Hannenberg will knock him off. Back from the blue line, it'll be Rosenthal. Rosenthal to Hudson. Hudson's going to take the shot. It'll go wide of the cage. Rosenthal down the boards. Try to get it out to Mang. And CAK now with the puck. Owen Everhart down into the slot. He'll get knocked down. And we're going to have a call on the play. It's going to be a hooking call coming up against Central Florida. Everhart getting up, shaking his hand a little bit, maybe hit, but hooking call. That one will be on Drayden Barlow. So after all penalties are cleared, Central Florida will head back to the box. Canton-Akron will head back to the power play. 4:15 left here, second period. Central Florida with a 1-0 lead over CAK. Weaver to take the draw against Hudson to the left of Sarafoka. Puck out of the neutral zone, picked up by Barbieri. Barbieri just getting out of the box here. He'll feed it over to Lucas Black. Black through the slot to nicely to Weaver. Weaver from the right of Sarafoka. Couldn't get a shot off. He'll chip it back to Barbieri at the point. Barbieri go D to D to Lucas Black. Black going to take the shot well over the cage. And Weaver will recover it. They'll try it again. Barbieri resetting. He'll go back D to Black. Black at the point, sending it down low. And Weaver sending over to Barbieri. Barbieri down into the circle. He'll keep it in as he'll go back to Jack. And Weaver from the top of the circle will send it D to D over to Lucas Black. Black down in the corner. Rosenthal with an opportunity to clear it. Barbieri able to keep it in the zone from the circle to the right of Sarafoka. Back out to Weaver at the line. Weaver takes a shot and right into the gut of the Bear goalie. 1:01 left here on the power play for CAK. 3:15 left in the second period. Jets with a 9-0 win earlier over the Mid-State Mustangs. Everhart with the hat trick. But with 3:12 left here, second period, they trail 1-0. Everhart taking the shot, tried to shoot it through the traffic. And this will sail all the way down in. Icing coming up against the Central Florida Bears. Cold weekend up here in Rochester. Inside in, out. I'm going to take the face off for Canton-Akron. He'll take this one against Gillen. Black beating it across ice. Almost across the crease as Rosenthal tried to chip it out. It's not going to go anywhere, though. As Black has Hanneberg right at the blue line. Hanneberg will step in, keep it in, but it's going to trickle out to the neutral zone. Hunka will bring it back in, and we're going to get an offside. And I think that's going to be a inadvertent whistle. Black held up just before he entered the zone. And judging by the official's body language, he knows that was a mistake. So as we drop this one, it'll head down as Connor Mold will set it up from behind the net for Hanneberg. Hanneberg will wait for him. Mock to clear. It'll be Hunka now. Feeding it to Owen Everhart. Cross the ice. Bring it down the near board. He'll pass up Barbieri. Everhart trying to fight through a couple of defenders. Gillen now with the puck into the zone. They'll take a shot, but it's going to go off the stick of Hunka and up into the netting. Nope, didn't quite make the netting. It'll go off the glass. As Canton-Akron now with some speed down the boards. It'll be Tyson Hunka. He'll be bounced all over by Hansen, but manages to hold on to the puck somehow into the slot. Rosenthal tried to get rid of it, and Barlow was there to back him up. So Hansen now will take a shot, go wide right of the cage of Mold. Back around the boards. Barbieri there for defense as well, helping out Connor Mold. And it'll be Lucas Black sweeping it out of the crease to help out Connor. Rosenthal from the point. Got a bouncing shot in, but it'll go wide. 1:27 left here, second period. Jets trail by a score of 1-0. Deacon Johnson with the puck. He'll have it taken away by Hudson. Rappaport now down the near board, looking for somebody to feed in the slot, but Deacon Johnson taking away. And it's going to be Barlow that's going to pick it up, take the shot, and a glove save. Mold with the save at 1:13 of the second period. Jets with 13 shots on goal. Central Florida with 15. Or 14 if you count it twice. Hudson trying to work it down the boards. Past Deacon Johnson, but it's going to be picked up by Mariusz Staszowski. Staszowski working it in the Jet zone, has Deacon Johnson behind, and it's going to be Ben Sanders taking a shot, but it's going to go off the back of Gillen. Max Campbell keeping it in defensively for it, but it's going to be Rappaport with the pick. He'll be one-on-one with Emmerling. And Emmerling doing a good job taking the path away, puck loose, as it'll be on the circle to the far outside the circle on the far side. And Minion now keep this one in. He'll palm it down. Staszowski trying to chip this one away. 30 seconds left here, second period. All penalties cleared. We're 5-on-5. Craven, Weaver, and Nicely making their way to the ice. Puck will sail down behind the goal line. No icing coming up. Mini will keep it in there as Craven now will steal it into the neutral zone. Feed it out to Nicely. Now he'll be backed up by Gage Weaver. Two of the Bears will run into each other. Weaver with an opportunity to feed it to Craven, but he couldn't get it past Gillen. And Campbell trying to keep it in the zone. Gage Weaver will help him out. And this one will trickle all the way back. As we hit the end of the second period here at the Tim Horton Iceplex in Rochester, New York, we head to the third period. Central Florida Bears with a 1-0 lead over the Canton-Akron Jets. We're going to head to a break. When we come back, third period action here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network.
Green light, let's get it. Green light, let's get it. Green light, let's get it.
The Mahoning Valley Federals is the area's minor league football team. After only 2 years in existence and an appearance in the league playoff semifinal game, the Federals are looking to add Valley High School and college talent to help take the next step toward a league championship. For more information on how to become part of the Federals' journey, go to Facebook at the Mahoning Valley Federals Developmental Football Team or contact General Manager John Galbraith at 330-540-1099. The Mahoning Valley Federals, honoring the football tradition in the Valley.
You're listening to WRDP, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Third period action coming up here at the Tim Horton Iceplex in Rochester, New York. Canton-Akron Jets trail the Central Florida Bears by a score of 1-0. And we did have a penalty coming up. Well, we're still serving the 2 and 10 from Antioch as he'll head back to the box to get this third period started. Jets 1-1-1 on the weekend. Central Florida yet to lose a game, so this is an important game for the Jets as Craven will take the face-off against Liam Gillen to get this third period started. Sarah Fokin now in the net to our right. Mold to our left. Mang with the puck from the top of the circle. Takes a shot. Going to go wide of the cage. Puck now forward. Trying to get it to Craven, but going to go right past. It'll be icing coming up against CAK. 13:40 left here in this game. Jets looking for a goal. Tie this one up. Gillen and Craven to the right of Mold. From the circle, they'll drop this one. Barbieri trying to work it off the board. Rosenthal now from the point. Takes a shot. Loose in front of the crease, but swept out and sent out to Gage Weaver. Weaver and Nicely headed to the Jets offensive zone. Weaver will chip this one down in the corner. Craven will try to come back and help him out. Barbieri with the puck now. Take a shot. Pad save. We were down in the corner again. Craven will help him out, support him. Shot, sharp angle shot from Rossi, close to the net, but blocker side save. Barbieri chipping it down into the corner. He'll have Weaver down there. Craven back into the slot. Hannenberg from the point and goes wide. Puck will trickle out into the neutral zone. It'll be Mang with it for Central Florida. Barbieri able to knock it away. Hannenberg, closest Jet to it. And Craven as well stepping in. He'll try to work it off the board and try to work it through two purple jerseys. And Craven will work it off the face mask of one of the Central Florida Bears. Shot swallowed up by Connor Mold. 12:38 left here in the game. 1-0 is the Central Florida lead. I want to thank you for joining in, whether you're listening on the Live 365 app or on TuneIn at Western Reserve Radio. Jim Craven with you on Caitlin Mold, keeping the numbers. Keeping the accurate numbers. We'll drop this one to the left of Mold. Out to the point. That'll be Heller. Trying to get past the goal line. Try to feed into the slot. Shot overhead of Mold. That'll be Barlow with the attempt. Puck out to the blue line now. Picked up by Eberhardt. Eberhardt with Benson and Black. 3-on-1. Takes a shot. No rebound shot for Black. As he'll feed it out through the circle. Try to get it to Barbieri, but it's going to be picked up by Hansen. Hansen takes a shot. He'll have the one-on-one with Mold. Mold will win that one. 12:06 left in the third period. Final game of the day here. You can see the rest of the building shut down. So Drop it to the right of Mold again. Barlow trying to feed it around the net, and it'll be a backhanded attempt by Hansen. Puck still in play. Hudson from the point, going to take the shot. Pad save, swept out of danger by Tyler Benson. Excuse me, that'll be Hanneberg with the save there. Black down the far wall, and a puck will trickle back out to the neutral zone where CAK will pick it up. Emmerling had it, but he'll get some pressure from Rappaport. Hudson from the neutral zone for the Bears. He'll go east to west, take the shot. And Connor Mold will have the glove save. He'll set it up for Emmerling. He'll keep it in play. Gavin Emmerling sending it to the far side. And they'll send it across ice out to Lucas Black. Black trying to find somebody to drop it to. It'll be Barlow. They will eventually pick that up and send it out to Rosenthal. Rosenthal will lose it. It'll be Owen Eberhardt now. Eberhardt and Benson on the move there, but they're going to lose the puck, and it'll be Bennett now. They will chip this down in the corner. Emmerling from down in the corner, sending it around. Eberhardt with some speed through the neutral zone, trying to work around two players. He'll go down. No call on the play. Adminian now down the near side. He'll have Max Campbell in front of him. CP on the angle as well, as Emmerling will reset this from behind the net with some pressure from Hansen. Excuse me, that'll be Preston Mock. Defensively, CP now trying to feed it forward. He'll try to get it to Tyson Hunka. Hunka just couldn't reach far enough for it. And Ethan Bell now into the offensive zone. Rosenthal will provide a problem there as Hunka will have to pick it up for him. They'll send out Emmerling trying to keep it in the zone. And he'll bring it back out. Jets will have to vacate. Hansen with the puck as well. We'll get a whistle. 9:50 left here, third period. Jets trail by a score of 1-0. Only score coming in the first period. Derek Hudson would find the back of the net for his second goal of the weekend. Ben Sanders to take the face-off for Canton-Akron. Puck through the neutral zone now, down the near boards. Moving right to left. It'll be Hudson. They'll chip it behind the net of Connor Mold. Stashowski trying to pick this up off the board. He and Angel Nikolov battling against the board with Liam Gillen. Puck sailing through the crease. And Connor Mold will hold on to that one. As Jets go for a change. Craven nicely. And Weaver on offensively for the Jets. Face off down in the corner. We won by the Solar, excuse me, I was going to say the Solar Bears. Used to the Orlando Solar Bears there. Craven now down the near board. Takes a shot. Going to go wide right of the cage. Nicely. The nearest Jet to it. Trying to battle for it against the wall. Craven going to step in and recover it. Hanneberg trying to keep it in as well. We'll send it down in the slot. It'll be chipped out into the neutral zone by Heller. Hansen back to Heller. Heller going D over to Rosenthal. Rosenthal from the Jets offensive zone will send it back D. Craven putting pressure on, and he'll force him to send it and make a pass he didn't want to. Nicely. Will have it. He'll drop pass it to Weaver. Weaver maybe didn't see it. He'll lose it. And Mang will have it now. He'll swing around, try to get it to Hansen. Hansen bringing it into the zone, but he had a player in front of him. No offsides on that. Mang had already crossed the line. And Weaver now 2-on-1 if they work quickly. Shot on goal over the net. And up into the netting with 8:26 left here, third period. Central Florida Bears 1, Canton-Akron Jets 0. Third period action here from the Tim Horton Iceplex in Rochester, New York. Game 4 for the Canton-Akron Jets. Game 3 for the Central Florida Bears. Eberhardt and Barlow for the draw to the right of the Bears netminder. Black going to take the shot, but too much traffic in the way. It'll end up down in the corner. Contact down there in the corners. Tyler Benson will take a bump, but he'll get it out to Lucas Black. Black trying to feed it back to Benson. Benson around the net. Trying to feed it into the slot. Was looking for Eberhardt. Shot on goal for Canton-Akron. Brendan Hostler with the shot there. He'll keep it in the zone, but it'll be poked out by Central Florida. Trying to pass around, and Nikolov got hit in the chest with it, and then he went down, but shot no good. It'll go down into the corner. Lucas Black setting it around the kick plate. Rosenthal will pick it up. He'll be knocked off the puck by Nikolov. And Rappaport now with the puck. He'll lose it. Black will poke it loose. Everhart working to the left. Sending it to Benson. Benson takes a shot. And another save by Dakota Sarafoka for Central Florida. 7:25 left here in the game. Well, the draw to the right of Dakota Sarafoka, wearing number 45 for the Central Florida Bears. Jets will win this one. Shot from the point. They'll ice the puck. Hold that one down. 7:20 left. So Hunka, Black, Seepy, Campbell, and Emmerling out for the Jets. Bennett with the puck through the neutral zone with some speed, trying to get past Max Campbell. Couldn't get the angle. He'll get a shot off, but it'll be a glove save by Connor Mold. Mold stopping every shot except for one tonight. Jets trail 1-0. The Jets win tonight. They will probably not know who they play until tomorrow morning. Although I'm sure there will be some anticipation if that does happen. The Barbieri from around the back of the net. He'll chip this one at the Deacon Johnson. Johnson. We'll have the puck knocked away by Santiago. Puck loose here. We'll have an offside. 6:53 left here in the game. Jets searching for that score. We'll have the draw just outside of the Jets offensive zone. Sanders is going to chip this one down in there. And it'll be Rosenthal with the puck from around the back of the net. Try to feed it around the board. And the puck will trickle through the neutral zone, picked up by Hannenberg. Hannenberg going to go D to Barbieri. Barbieri trying to work around Bennett. And Bennett now battling for the puck on the near boards. Maybe Sanders will step in to help. He'll chip it off the boards and send it back to the other end of the ice. Bennett now through the neutral zone. He was looking for Mock, but couldn't connect on the pass. Deacon Johnson going to put Mock into the glass. And it's going to be loose as Bennett tried to reach in there as well. But Barbieri now from the circle to the left of Mold will chip this one off the glass and send it down the ice to Adminian. And he will send this one to Hansen. Hansen will send it behind the goal line behind Connor Mold. Mang now with the puck. Craven behind him with the back check. Puck loose. Hansen tried to backhand it, but it'll go off his stick and onto Barbieri's. As now Gage Weaver with the puck. Try to feed it to Craven. Craven tried to pirouette to pick that one up, but couldn't get to it. Adminian now through the slot. He'll run into nicely and Barbieri, but he'll get the shot off. Mold will get the pad save. Hannenberg, Craven, Adminian, and Mang all battling down behind the net. Mold looking to his left, trying to figure it out. Weaver now, somehow, the puck squirted out of there and onto the stick of Gage Weaver. Weaver trying to work past Rosenthal. Barbieri now back from the neutral zone. As the puck will trickle back, to work off the boards. It'll go right off Craven's boot, who will send it right back over to Nicely. Nicely send it back to Hannenberg. Hannenberg trying to work it down the boards and some collisions over in front of the CAK bench. And Barbieri will take Hansen down. The puck still loose. Weaver from the blue line taking a shot. It's going to be a looping shot, and it'll easily be knocked away by Sarafoka. Puck from the right of Sarafoka, and it'll be right into the chest. And stopped with 4:42 left in the game. Jets trail by a score of 1-0. Only goal coming with 2:43 left in the first period. As Derek Hudson would get the Bears on the board. Everhart for the draw for CAK. Hudson with the puck down in the corner. Rosenthal now thought he had the puck, but it's going to be taken away by Black. Black takes a shot, going to go wide left of the cage. Had an open cage if he'd gone to the right. Hudson now with the puck, trying to feed this over to Barlow. Barlow chipping it down before he could. And it looks like we're going to have an interference call coming up. Actually, a hooking call coming up against Angel Nikolov. The senior captain headed to the box with 4:14 left in this game. And the Bears will head to the power play. Face-off coming to the left of Mold. Barlow and Everhart. Bears will win this one. Rosenthal had to chip it down there, was reached in there, and Barbieri with the puck now. Great opportunity to clear it, and he'll get it back down as Hudson will recover it. In the Bears defensive zone. Black putting a little bit of pressure on, trying to stay back. Everhart, Barbieri, and Hanneberg out for CAK on the penalty kill. Mang working around the net, trying to find somebody to feed. Nobody there. Jets on the rotation. Rosenthal from the top. The send this one to Hudson. Hudson from the top of the circle. Worked around Everhart. Got a shot off. And it slid right between Heller and Connor Mold and into the boards. Hudson from the top of the circle now near the blue line. Down in the corner. Soft shot going into the glove of Connor Mold. 3:11 left here in the game. 57 seconds left on the Bears power play. Jets will go for a change. They'll send out Tyson Hunka as well as Gage Weaver. Gillen and Hunka for the draw to the left of Mold. Puck loose, back out to the point. Santiago's going to get a shot off. Didn't get all of it. It'll go wide of the cage. Puck loose again. And Mold on his back. He'll recover as Bennett trying to bring it back around. Looking for somebody in the slot. Nobody there. Barbieri taking the lane away from him. Barbieri doing a good job mirroring Bennett. As Hunka with the puck. Tried to clear it, but couldn't catch the lane. And Bennett now down in the corner to our far left. We'll bring this one back out. Again, mirrored by Barbieri. Gillen tried to feed it along, but Barbieri now bounce it off the glass. It'll go out of play. 2:29 left here in the game. 16 seconds left on the Bears power play. And Central Florida will go for a line change. Bears with a 1-0 lead. Hunka taking the face off against Barlow. 10 seconds left on the power play for the Bears. Puck fed back off the boards out to Hudson. He'll be pressured by Weaver. He'll send it back down low, back out to the blue line. To the corner. It'll be to the left as Nikolov makes his way to the ice. We're back to 5-on-5 with 2:05 left here in the game. Nikolov trying to work down the board. Hudson will chip it back down, though. And Weaver sending it around the kick plate. Past Mang. Hunka tried to pick it up. Couldn't, lost his feet, though. And the puck now sailing down into the neutral zone. Hunka trying to work past Rosenthal, trying to get somebody to help him. Feeds into the slot. And really couldn't get anybody. Chaos there as Weaver was waiting for him. Hudson now with the puck down on the boards in the Bears defensive zone. 1:35 left here in the game. Hunka mirrored him in front of the netminder, trying to force him to pass. He'll get it out. Nikolov out to the, will try to pick it up, but it'll go out in the neutral zone, and Hunka now will chase it down the boards, try to beat Hudson to it. Hudson with the puck, almost knocked away by Sanders. Barlow will take a shot from Sanders, try to knock him off the puck. Sanders got just enough of that, but Rosenthal now will recover for the Bears. Barlow from the near wall. We'll chip this one down in. 1 minute left in this game here. Jets trail 1-0. Hudson going to stick it back down in the corner to the left of Connor Mold. Try to kill some time off. But Angel Nikolov now Trying to work pass. Hunka with the puck. Has Sanders to our right. And he's going to be tackled down and no call on the play. And now we're going to get some, but they're going to call the Jets. We'll see how this turns out. Looked like there was going to be like Sanders was tackled going into the slot with 39.9 seconds left. And this call is going against Tyson Hunka. Trying to see what the call is here. No signal from the officials. They just put him in the box. So Hanneberg, Everhart, Black, and Emmerling out as Canton-Akron will take a timeout. 39.9 seconds left here in the game. We'll step aside for a quick break. You're listening to Canton-Akron Jets hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
You're listening to WRDP, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
39.9 seconds left here in this game. Jets trail 1-0. They are on the penalty kill. Puck loose one by Mang. Mang now working around the boards. As Central Florida tries to kill some time here. Barbieri with the puck now, trying to send it up the boards. Everhart with a path to it. And he'll work to the inside, and it'll be another save by Sarafoka. 21.4 seconds left here. We'll drop it to the left of the Bears netminder. Tyson Hunka will finish this game in the box. He has 1:42 left on his penalty. As they'll drop it. And the Bears will win this one. Black tried to keep it in the zone, but taken by Heller. Heller to the right of Connor Mold. Under pressure by Hanneberg. Puck tied up down in the corner with the last 7 seconds of this game. 2-1, and that will end it here in Game 4 for the Canton-Akron Jets. They fall tonight to the Central Florida Bears by a score of 1-0. We're going to step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll give you the numbers and wrap it up here from the Tim Hortons Iceplex in Rochester, New York. You're listening to the Canton-Akron Jets hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network. What's that?
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on the iMedia One network. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region and beyond in pursuit of a premier amateur football league championship. And if you're looking to continue your playing or coaching career after high school, college, or even the pros, go to Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football or call owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
Meludic Live is your home for high school sports. We have all the scores on our social media platforms throughout the games. Enjoy our timely updates from local area schools year-round. You won't get the consistency and reliability from anyone else. Our number one priority is servicing our fans and getting them live news as it's happening. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Meludic_Live. And remember, our fans come first.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
This is Everett Fitzhugh, the radio voice of the NHL Seattle Kraken. And when I want to catch up with Youngstown sports, I tune in to Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
Back here at the Tim Hortons Iceplex in Rochester, New York, as we wrap up essentially what will be this weekend here, as we don't believe the Canton-Akron Jets will move on to tomorrow. That will snap their 4-tournament win streak, as the Jets, they fall tonight to the Central Florida Bears by a score of 1-0. Obviously not much way in scoring tonight, as it would be Hudson for Central Florida finding the back of the net. It would be the only goal of the night, and that would give us our final. However, penalties abound here. So the first period, it would be Max Campbell with 2 minutes for interference. And then in the second period, it'd be Antelek. He would get a 2-10, spend most of the second period in the box. Adminian would go for roughing, as well as Barbieri at 6:25 left of the second period. And then Barlow would get a hooking call with 4:15 left in the second period. Nikolov would head into the box with 4:14 left in the third period, followed by Tyson Hunka at 2 minutes as well. Don't know what the call was on that. I thought that he was going to be the victim of the call, but of course, that not being the case. Jets tonight will finish with 22 shots on goal. Central Florida, 26. For Connor Mold, he'll stop 25 out of 26. And the Bears netminder will stop all 22 shots as he gets the shutout. Jets will be on a break up until just about the beginning of February, as they'll get a well-deserved rest period here. And, of course, the Youngstown Phantoms will take a little bit of a hiatus at home. They won't be back till December 27th at the Cavelli Center. Of course, they get the win again tonight. They take 2 out of 3 from the Green Bay Gamblers out in Wisconsin. Of course, you can check all of our social media. Of course, go to youngstownphantoms.com. Plenty of tickets great seats still available. Tickets are I think available during the off time as well. I think the office will be open. We'll check with Kelsey, but call 330-747-PUCK, 330-747-8725. For Caitlin Mold, I'm Jim Craven. Thanks for joining us again here all weekend long as we cover Canton-Akron Jets hockey here in Rochester, New York. Your score won last time. The Jets fall tonight by a score of 1-0, and we hope to see you all back here as we resume action in the beginning of January. Have a good weekend, everybody.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of Western Reserve Radio. And we now return to our regularly scheduled programming. You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Of fun in the sun. With all sports, all seasons. Stadium Swim. Located at Circa Resort and Casino. Book today at circalasvegas.com.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
Welcome back to Cashing Out here on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Back here on Cashing Out, I'm Scott Seidenberg. Hit me up on Twitter at Scott's On Air here on VSiN, the sports betting network. You can follow our next guest on Twitter at Pub Relation Prop. He is Aaron Moore, frequent contributor here to VSiN. We call him the sports betting professor. Joining us on the progressive guest line, let's talk Week 15 props, Aaron. And I want to start with a game that I actually have 2 prop plays on, and I know you have one as well. And it's one of the highest spreads we've seen in a long time with the Baltimore Ravens going to demolish the New York Football Giants. I don't know if you saw this article. It was in the New York Daily News this week. The Giants ran a red zone practice outside where they went 0 of 17 on passing plays. Tommy DeVito didn't complete a single pass during the practice drill. That doesn't look good for them in this game, Aaron. But talk to me about what prop you are on for the Ravens and the Giants.
So this is an interesting one for me from the prop and handicapping standpoint, Scott. I've got Lamar Jackson over 44.5 rushing yards. And I look at it much differently than the article that I read earlier where his mother wants him to run more.
Oh,
his
stop
mother
that. Yeah.
is quoting. There's no mothering in my handicap here. I like Lamar Jackson to go over this total of 44.5 because he had a week off, the bye week coming into this game. And I looked at what he's done over the bye week the last couple of years. And in 2023, the week after the bye, he rushed for 21 more yards than the week before. 2022, he didn't do much different. But in 2021, he went 32 yards over what he did the previous week before the bye. So last week against Philadelphia, he had 79. I'm betting here with Lamar Jackson. They're playing obviously for seeding in the AFC. So even though they're playing the Giants, it's going to be a bad game, I would assume, from the Giants standpoint. I just think that Baltimore offense is going to need to run. Jackson has fresh legs, so I like him over 44.5 yards.
Well, one way I could look to attack this Lamar prop as well, and it's the way that I'm attacking Derrick Henry's rushing prop, is I'm going to go over Derrick Henry's longest rush. And I actually think that we could look at Lamar's over longest rush, which is 16.5. Derrick Henry is now up to 20.5, or even Justice Hill at over 8.5, because if you look at the Giants defense, Aaron, this year, they have allowed the second most yards after missed tackles in the entire NFL. And their missed tackle rate is one of the tops in the NFL as well. But the second most yards after those missed tackles. I looked up the Giants and how often they allow double-digit runs. 14% of the opponent's rushing attempts go for 10 or more yards. That's alarming. We're talking an average of 4.15 carries per game that go for double-digit yards against the New York Giants. And so whether it's Derrick Henry or Lamar or Justice Hill, one of these guys or all three of them, they're going to break long runs.
And I like that angle, Scott, because of what I have with Lamar. I don't see him getting 12, 15 carries and getting like 3 or 4 yards a carry. It's the idea that he's going to break one of those off. So I do like that angle.
Yeah, I think the Justice Hill prop his total yards was 14.5. It has been bet up to 16.5, but you can still get the longest rush for Justice Hill at 8.5 yards, longest rush for Lamar at 16.5 yards, longest rush for Derrick Henry at 20.5 yards. And you know, this is a game where it's a 16.5 point line. There's going to be a lot of running the football from these teams. And another angle for your Lamar prop, Aaron, is the strength of the Giants defense. The only thing they have going for them is their pass rush. So maybe it's just Lamar trying to elude a Dexter Lawrence or a Brian Burns and escape the pocket for a long run here. Let's talk about some of your other props, and let's go to the Pittsburgh Steelers game against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm fascinated by this game. And does the lack of, George Pickens lead you to somewhere else for the Steelers to look at their offense?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a play I had last week, and I cashed with it, Scott. And I'm going to take Freiermuth in this situation. The number is 34.5 receiving yards. I'm going to go over there, and obviously not having George Pickens is going to play a role. But I'm also looking at the handicap and the algorithm here with that 34.5 yards. That Freiermuth early in the season and midway through the season, he wasn't anywhere to be found. His numbers were low. His totals were down. I'm sure it was a big hit, obviously, for people who have Freiermuth on fantasy football. But the last 3 weeks, he's got 48, 68, 59. He's back in the groove. And I just don't think that algorithm has caught up with what he is now in these last 3 weeks. If you look over the entire course of the season, it's been a down season for him. His yardage total is not what you would assume, but I'm looking at it in the micro sense here. I think that 34.5 is a really good number. And if there's no George Pickens, you've got Russell Wilson moving around. and there's Freiermuth. I think he can get over that 34.5 yards once again.
I love that. I had it last week right with you. So I love that prop. I see, though, that you're fading the Eagles tight end.
Yeah, this is the tight end game for me. I'm going to watch this game. I'm going to have my betting apps open, and I'm only focusing on tight ends in this situation. So I'm going to take Calcaterra for the Eagles. I'm going to go over his 24.5. Now, Goddard didn't play last week, and Calcaterra was the number one tight end. He didn't go over 24.5. He only had 16 yards, so that was last week. Now I am going to include my newspaper reading in this handicap. And if you've been following, there's a situation with Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, this soap opera that's taking place for a team that's doing so well. What do you think is going to happen in this situation? I think Jalen Hurts has to reach out to A.J. Brown.
Yep.
I think he has to be one of his really, obviously, he's always his number one target, but maybe he's going to force it a little bit more. Maybe there's going to be this this idea of connecting a little bit better on and off the field. And I think if there's a situation that might anger A.J. Brown, it's Calcaterra getting more receptions, more targets. And in this situation, I'm going to go under. And really looking at it last week without Goddard, I don't think Calcaterra gets to that 24.5 yards.
That's a tremendous interest there in Calcaterra going under. The way that I'm attacking the newspaper clippings is first drive. A.J. Brown to have a catch on the first Eagles offensive drive. It's at -110 for the yes. I think that's a gift because I agree with you. They want to put this story behind them. I think first play of the game, second play of the game, it's a quick screen or a quick slant over the middle. Just get the football to A.J. Brown because the longer this game goes, where A.J. Brown doesn't touch the football, the more the camera's going to focus on him, the more that the announcers are going to bring up the story. If he gets a catch on their first drive, they can laugh about it and they could say, see, we are best of friends. So I like A.J. Brown, yes, reception on the Eagles' first drive, -110.
So, Scott, I don't know how much longer this segment has, but the moment it ends, I am going to jump on my app and I'm going to take that bet. I think it's a great angle. And we've seen it where there's disgruntled receivers and their quarterback and the offensive coordinator and the coach. They don't want anybody being upset. And in this situation, I do think he forces it to A.J. Brown. And I love that angle there on the first drive. I'm taking it.
We saw it happen earlier in the season when Malik Neighbors made a comment about Brian Daboll and the Giants got him second play of the game. They threw a pass to him. We saw it with the 49ers this past game on Thursday with Debo, but Debo dropped the ball. But it was the second or third offensive play and Brock Purdy threw it to Debo just to say, hey, you want the ball? Here it is. And of course, Debo dropped it, but that's a story for another day, Aaron. You got a kicker prop for this week. Dicker the kicker. What do you got there for the Chargers?
So I'm going to take Dicker the kicker over a field goal and a half. So I think he gets 2 field goals in the Chargers game against Tampa. And let's look at what happened last week with the Chargers against Kansas City. And once again, we'll go back to what we were handicapping off the field. Harbaugh got a little bit of heat from the media as to why he did not try a field goal at least one time when they were a little bit deeper in Kansas City territory. If you have Dicker the kicker, who's arguably one of the best kickers in the league, why not give him a shot? And Harbaugh didn't do it. I think he took a little heat. So in this situation against Tampa, you've got Herbert playing, but he's banged up. Ladd McConkey is playing, but he's banged up. The Chargers offense just does not score touchdowns. And I think that's obviously going to be a problem for the offense. But looking at what Tampa's weakness is, they don't really have a good pass defense. So I just don't have confidence in the Chargers scoring a lot of touchdowns. But against that Tampa defense and the Chargers' very depleted receiving corps, here's an interesting angle with the Chargers. They're upset that Jalen Reagor can't play. And that's how bad things are when Jalen Reagor is one of your options you can't go to. So I do think the Chargers move the ball. And there you have Dicker the kicker at home on that turf that he's very accustomed to. Give me 2 field goals in the game. I think that happens because the Chargers move the ball. But we've seen with this team, especially with the problems with the running game, they just have a big problem getting it past that goal line.
I agree with you. And that's an under game anyway, because you got two defensive under coaches in Bowles and in Harbaugh. So anytime it's a game like that, I do think it favors the kickers and going over. And I'd rather have the home guy with the 3-point favorite in the Chargers in Cameron Dicker. Aaron, great stuff as always. Go log on to your DraftKings app and go to that first drive and bet that A.J. Brown right now, okay?
A.J. Brown, I can't. My thumbs can't move quick enough, Scott.
There he is, Aaron Moore, the sports betting professor. I'm Scott Seidenberg. It's Cashing Out right here on VSiN.
It all started with a mason jar of barbecue sauce at a casual cookout where a simple gathering turned into something unforgettable. His fellow coaches couldn't stop raving. This is the best barbecue sauce we've ever tasted. You got to sell it. That's how the journey of Sewell's barbecue sauce and rub began. Fast forward, Sewell's lighting up taste buds across the Georgia and the Carolinas. You can find our products proudly featured at grocery stores like Piggly Wiggly and Ingles supermarkets, or you can order online at Sewell'sBarbecueSauce.com. Our flavors, the perfect complement to your favorite drink, especially a smooth bourbon on a crisp fall afternoon while watching the game. Whether it's ribs, wings, or a backyard burger, Sewell's brings that extra kick to every bite. From Fairhope, Alabama to your kitchen table, elevate your barbecue experience with Sewell's Barbecue Sauce and Rub. Kick it up a notch with Sewell's.
This is Cashing Out on VSiN.
I know it was raining. I know the weather sucked, but I expected something out of San Francisco's offense. It's not like this Rams defense that just allowed 42 to Buffalo is the same defense that won them a Super Bowl. San Francisco could have gotten in the end zone once. Just a weak performance from a team that fooled me after that blowout win against Chicago.
Cashing Out, Saturday through Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Experience the time of your life at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Live it up with the world's largest sports book, Circa Sports. Get loose and get loud with all sports, all seasons at Stadium Swim. Take in the $1 million views at our rooftop lounge, Legacy Club. Go big and go all night with our luxurious rooms and suites. Book the time of your life today at circalasvegas.com.
This is VSiN Primetime.
There's a universe that we might be entering right now in which we get in on the other side and we come out of this season going, is Bryce Young better than CJ Stroud? Which we might not have thought, right? Seriously. Not going to go that far yet, but yeah. I mean, we're at least walking down that.
Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center